guys, welcome back. Kellen and Tim here from Droid Life. We're at the Samsung Unpacked event. As you can see here, we've got Galaxy S10 lined up in front of us. The only one we're missing is the Galaxy S10 5G, but we've got Galaxy S10, S10 Plus, and S10e over here. So let's talk a little bit about each. This is the regular Galaxy S10. So with the regular Galaxy S10, you've got a starting price of $900. It goes up from there. Starting storage of 128 gigabytes up to 512. SD card slot, 8 gig RAM, 6.1-inch Quad HD display, and they're kind of hiding it a little bit with this wallpaper, but it does have a hole punch up there. Single front camera, so Infinity O display. The S10 Plus, I'll show you in a second, actually has a dual notch up there, but this is kind of the middle of the three in terms of size, but you've really got that full display front going on. 34 milliamp hour battery on the inside, so not small, not excessive by any means. Triple camera on the back, so wide angle, ultra wide angle, and then telephoto. Same camera experience you'll find on the S10 Plus, so you're not getting a downgraded experience by going with the S10 here. USB-C port, speakers, so you've got stereo speakers again. Headphone jack, of course, is back. You can't see it on this, we don't have it set up at the moment, but ultrasonic in-display fingerprint reader there, so if you look around the outside, there's no fingerprint reader anywhere, and that, again, because it's in the display. So you find that in the display, we'll try to test that for you. Otherwise, it's kind of the fully spec'd out version. It's just smaller than the S10 Plus. Again, starts at $900. So I'm going to set that down. We'll dive into the S10 Plus. So only differences really here are bigger battery, so 4100 milliamp hour. You do have a dual camera set up in that hole punch up there. And the second camera is a depth sensor. So it's really just helping you with those selfies to get a better sort of bokeh effect in the background. In terms of storage, this actually goes up to 1 terabyte of internal storage. Also has SD card slot. It does start at $1,000 though, and that's for the smallest version, which I believe is 128 gigabytes of RAM and of storage and 8 gig RAM, whereas that 1 terabyte version goes up to 12 gig RAM, which is kind of crazy. So again, no fingerprint reader on the back at all or anywhere on the outside because it's also in the display. That's kind of it. 6.4-inch though on the display. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's definitely that Infinity O, although I don't know if we can call that an O. So dive into the S10e now, which is the cheaper of the three. So this is the Galaxy S10e. This is cheaper. It starts at $750, but you're not really missing all that much. You do have the Infinity O display cut out there. No dual like the S10 Plus, just that single shooter. Where you'll find some differences are battery. This is 3100 milliamp hour. You'll notice no triple camera, so the only thing missing is the telephoto. You still have wide angle and ultra wide angle, and then the fingerprint reader is actually built into this side power button here. So no in-display ultrasonic fingerprint reader, it is right there. And the other difference, of course, is 5.8-inch display. It's 1080p, whereas the other two are Quad HD, and then this is flat. So there's no curve to this side, and you probably notice some extra bezel around the outside, and that's just because it's not curving and hiding that stuff. It's perfectly flat. This is the smaller of the three. It actually probably feels about the best in hand compared to the other ones, just because of that one-handed use. So here it is next to the regular S10. So you can see the size difference there. Here it is next to the S10 Plus. So you can see the size difference there. And then if I actually set this down, we'll show you that this is the S10 next to the S10 Plus. So what's kind of crazy about these is they're not that different in terms of size. 6.1-inch display, 6.4-inch. The battery capacity though is quite different, and in hand though they're not really that different. And of course, all three are running Samsung's One UI, which is the new update, and Android Pie's here as well. So you get that look which we've seen now on the S9, S9 Plus, Note 9 a little bit. It's very sort of touch friendly, where a lot of the items move towards the bottom of the screen. I'm not going to do a huge overview because you guys have seen how this works, but it is there on all of them. One of the cool features though that Samsung has implemented is called wireless power share, which is reverse wireless charging. So basically what you do is take something like the watch that they just announced, the Galaxy Active, or you can take Galaxy Buds, and if you toggle that on, it tells you like, okay, you can charge something like these or another phone, flip them over, and you just drop it on there. You get this little vibrate, and then it actually starts using the battery inside to charge. You can actually see it working there. So So they've done some cool things like that, but for the most part, it's just Samsung's newest UI, which you guys have already seen, which we're actually pretty big fans of. Some adjustments to the navigation bar and things like that. Obviously, the settings. There's a night mode, so they've changed quite a bit of stuff. We've also got the ultrasonic fingerprint reader, which this phone doesn't have, but these phones do. So we've set that up. You guys can see that in action right here. It's actually pretty fast. Unlike the OnePlus 6Ts, which I wasn't a huge fan of, it actually seems to work pretty quickly here on this Galaxy S10. This is the entire Galaxy S10 family, again, outside of the 5G version, which is going to Verizon at some point. These bad boys are going up for pre-order tomorrow, February 21st. They will then hit stores on March 8th, and we're talking all 3 phones. So much more coming. We're Droid Life. Peace.